Check, check, microphone check. Test 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to our free class. My name is Tom Schweitzer. I'm your host, and over the next 60 minutes I'm going to reveal how you can master the AI revolution with Python, even if you're a complete beginner. Now, we are live. Today it's 5 p.m. here in Vienna on Thursday, June 12th. So let me tell you how we are doing things. First of all, I'm going to fix my green screen here that moved somehow. The next thing is that we're going to talk about how you can participate here, because this isn't just me talking here. I'm going to use a tool called Slido for polls and questions, so you can participate with me. So you will see the first question already. Where are you watching from? Just to get an idea of where everybody's from. If you don't see the polls tab, you will need to exit the full screen view first, push that exit full screen button. And if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook or anywhere else, you need to go back and use the link in your email to get to the actual webinar live room, so you can participate and you can see everything that we are seeing here. So I've got a delay of about 30 seconds right now because of YouTube and streaming stuff. So I'm always going to give you enough time to react and to participate. So let's see where people are actually coming from. And let me just quickly fix my green screen thing here. That seems to be kind of not working. Yeah, that's better. So people from all over the world, it's cool. USA, UK, Sweden, Czech Republic, Netherlands, England, Portugal, Croatia, Canada, Netherlands, Denmark, Spain, Ireland, Germany, Norway, and Australia. Wow. That's really very cool. People from all over the world. And let me just switch back and ask you the next question on Slido, which is going to be, what's your current experience level? Right? Is this something new? Have you tried programming before? Do you know some basics? What's your current situation? Let me know in Slido. And first of all, let me tell you a little bit about myself. And again, let me fix my green screen here. This is all about you today, not about me. But in case we've never met, I just wanted to briefly tell you where I'm from and what I'm doing. My name is Tom. Hi. I started from scratch. I don't have any formal computer science degree or something. Any graduate or whatever. I failed my computer science studies, my university studies, when I was trying to learn programming. I learned by actually doing it and by finding myself a mentor. And I've been doing this since 1997, worked for bigger companies, for smaller companies, for some startups. And to this day, I'm still writing code almost daily. But what I love to do is teaching, right? Making tricky coding stuff simple for absolute beginners. That's what I love to do, and I've helped a couple of thousand people now, and I know where people usually get stuck. So I try to sort of help you along the way. But yeah, enough about me. How about you? I ask you about your previous experience, so let's take a look at where you at currently. And people, more than almost half of people knowing some basics, want to learn properly. Maybe a third of you are complete beginners, never written any code, and a couple of you guys tried learning code before but got stuck and frustrated. And that's perfect, because you're in the right place, okay? Because let's talk about something real for a minute. And that is, why does learning code, learning to program, feel so hard sometimes? Does this sound familiar to you? Not feeling smart enough, or not like a computer person, not knowing where to start, or feeling that code looks like a foreign language, or maybe you already tried that and got stuck on errors and wanted to give up. And you know, when you hit those error messages that you don't know anything about, you've got that sinking feeling of, I'm just not getting this. It's enough to make anyone want to quit, right? I know that because I felt that too. And the worst of all is having no one to ask for help. So if you feel like this, you're not alone. I've been there myself. So let me know in Slido, which of these problems have been giving you the biggest headache so far, right? You go ahead and rate them rank your biggest roadblocks. You can click on more than one. Just start with the most pressing one first, and then go on to the second and then to the third, etc. Yeah, I'll give you some time to do that. But let me share my promise for today, because by the end of this session, I promise that you will understand your very first, most important basics about Python. I don't care if you've never seen any code before in your life, you will get it, okay? Second, you're not just going to watch me code, you're going to experiment with the code yourself and write your very first working Python programs. And third, I'm going to show you how AI can be your personal coding buddy, right? Helping you learn faster and get past the tricky parts. And at the end, I'm going to give you a free interactive worksheet so you can keep practicing everything that you learned today. So this isn't going to be some boring lecture. We are actually learning by doing. So I previously asked you to rank your biggest roadblock. So here are the results. Not knowing where to start is the top answer here, the top roadblock, the biggest roadblock for you. Getting stuck on errors, wanting to give up, having no one to ask for help, code looks like a foreign language, feeling not smart enough, and I'm not a computer person is here on position number 6. So I definitely will be addressing how to overcome those roadblocks. But so let me tell you about our plan for the roughly 60 minutes or so. What are we going to do? First of all, we're going to talk about why Python is perfect for beginners. Then we're going to have our live demo. That's the main portion of that our time together. You're going to see Python in action. And after that, I tell you about my Python+AI Pioneers program, where AI and I help you learn. And then I'm going to answer some questions. If you want to ask me anything, click on Slido's Q&A tab and post your question there. Somebody already did that. So we're going to take a look at this in a second, or actually at the end of the live class together here. But yeah, let me see what your questions are. Just post them. Again, you need to maybe get back from the full screen view to see the Slido view here. Okay, are you ready to jump in? Now let's start with a quick question first. Why Python? Why Python is the best programming language to learn, right? There are literally dozens of programming languages out there, if not hundreds. Why is Python consistently recommended as the best first language to learn? So, first of all, Python reads like simple English. What does that mean? It means like code written in Python often reads almost like a regular English sentence, with fewer confusing symbols and fewer weird punctuation than other languages. So let me show you a quick comparison to prove my point to you. Okay? If you've never seen code before, maybe this looks a bit weird and maybe even frightening, right? You need 5 lines of code and these foreign symbols and everything, these weird looking parentheses, just to put the words hello world on the screen. That's in Java. That's one of the top 3 programming languages in the world right now. I'll give you a hint of what the #1 programming language is in a second. But compare that to Python, right? Here's the same program. It prints out hello world. It's one simple line, right? You can focus on learning the main ideas without any confusing syntax with Python. Now, more reasons why Python is the best language for you to learn. You can think of it like a Swiss Army knife. Right? It does pretty much everything that you throw at it. Websites, data analysis, building AI stuff, automating boring tasks, you name it, Python can handle it. And the cool part is Python isn't just versatile, it's also the most popular programming language out there. Actually, it gains popularity from year to year. They asked professional software engineers who are working in the industry, and they ranked Python as their #1 favorite language. So people working in the industry absolutely love Python. And companies are therefore also always looking for Python programmers. Python is the most requested technology mentioned in active job postings. So you don't just trust me, trust these numbers, right? These are not studies from some researchers of the government. These are the hard facts from the job market. Python skills can really open doors for you. And that's why Python is the most popular programming language in the world, period. So the next question you might have is this. What can you do with Python, even as a beginner? So let me show you some of the cool stuff that you can do with Python, even when you're just starting out. You know, all these boring, repetitive computer tasks you hate doing, Python can do them for you. Right? Imagine clicking one button and renaming hundreds of files at once, or having Python grab data from websites automatically. Even sending out personalized emails while you're grabbing a coffee. So maybe you're drowning in spreadsheets like I am when I'm doing accounting. I hate accounting, right? And Python is like a superhero with Excel files. It can crunch numbers and can organize data in seconds. That's all stuff that would take you hours to do by hand. If you want something more practical, you can create simple tools like an expense tracker that makes your life easier, right? Or something that reminds you about important dates. And the cool thing is, once you get the basics down and once you get comfortable with Python, the sky really is the limit. You can create websites and apps and even work with AI. So seriously cool stuff. And the best part is this: you don't need to be an expert to start doing useful things. Even with just the basics, you can make Python work for you. Now, I'm curious, which of these possibilities, which of these things get you the most excited? Let me just pull up the next slide here, or the next poll here on Slido, and let me know what makes you think, hey, yeah, I want to be able to do that. That would be cool to do in Python. And while you're voting, let me tell you something interesting about how learning to code has completely changed in 2025. So, learning to code in 2025, what has changed? We need to talk about something really big and important, and that is AI that helps you write code. So let me break down how people are trying to learn programming these days. There are basically three ways that people go about it. First, you've got the old school way, right? Traditional courses, online tutorials. Sure, they give you a roadmap to follow, but almost all of them are stuck in the past, right? They completely miss out on all these amazing new AI tools that we have now. And then there's the complete opposite, right? The opposite extreme. People trying to learn just by using AI tools alone, all by themselves with just AI. Now, AI is incredible, it's amazing, but it's like having a super smart robot with no instruction manual, right? It can build stuff for you, but it can't tell you what you should be learning first or why you're doing what you're doing. And that brings me to what I've found works best for you, combining both worlds. Having a real teacher, hey, that's me, plus these smart AI tools working together. It's like having a friendly guide who knows exactly where you're going and gives you the best tools to get there. You know what people ask me all the time? It's this: Tom, if AI is so smart, right, and it can write code for me, why should I even bother learning code? And that's an obvious and a great question, and we're going to talk about this a little later on. But here's the quick version. AI is like having an amazing assistant, but you've got the basic rules down before you can use it properly, right? It's just like in sports. You need to understand the basic rules before you can coach the team, right? So let me take a look at your Slido results. Actually, that's this one here. Most of you are excited about working with smart AI programs, 88%, building websites and cool apps, 50%, creating simple tools, making boring computer tasks happen automatically, etc. And yeah, some people share my disdain of accounting and spreadsheets in general to do quick math. Okay, very cool. Python is fantastic for all of that. So are you ready to see some Python in action? Okay. Let me just get ready and tell you about what we will be using. We'll be using a cool free tool from Google. It's called Google Collaboratory. That's sort of our learning playground. And what this is like a free online place to write Python in your browser. So you don't need to install anything. You could even do this on a tablet if you've got some keyboard attached to it, maybe. I mean, you can do it without the keyword, but yeah, having a real keyboard is sort of preferred. But you don't need to install anything. It's like a digital notebook that runs in your web browser, just like, you do anything in your web browser, watching Netflix or your YouTube video or anything really. So it's super handy because it comes with Python already ready to go and lots of helpful tools. We call these libraries and even its own AI helper. And I'm going to show you this in a minute. So it's really the perfect way for beginners to start coding right away. It's free. They got a paid plan there, but you don't need it. And I've got an extra special treat for you. If you stick with me until the end of our session today, I'm going to send you this exact worksheet that we will be using so you can keep practicing. So let me switch over to Google Colab and show you what we are doing there. So here we are in Google Colab. This is just a browser window here. And I'm just making it a little bit bigger for you to be able to see properly. But this is really just an interactive worksheet, right? Where we have some instructions, and then we've got these gray cells here. We call them code cells, these little gray boxes here. And this is where we type our Python code. And I'm providing this sheet to you at the end of our session here, but we just need to follow along here and do what the instructions tell us to do, right? Like here, click into the gray box below to get a blinking cursor, and then we're gonna type this line, print, hello, I'm learning Python. And then we click this run, this play button here, and we get this output here of hello, I'm learning Python, right? Without installing anything, I just opened this website, this page here, I'm following the instructions. Very cool. The message appears right below. And we just learned how to let the computer speak to the user, to our user using the program. That's simple, right? So let's continue. Python can also do math. Let's click here and follow the instructions here. 3 plus 4 inside the parentheses. I hit the play button here and get back the result 7. I can do some multiplication, 4 times 5, whatever. You get the idea, right? So with the print command, that's really easy. It's like our computer's voice. What we're doing here is we're doing this step by step, right? We are learning about the very basic instructions first. So let me just continue here. We can write a program with more than one line, right? We can write print, hi, I'm Tom. And then the next time we write print, I'm 51 times 365 days old, okay? And if I'm hitting run here, I get, hi, I'm Tom, and I'm, wow, 18,615 days old, and I don't look a day younger, I guess, so that seems to be correct. So, interesting, should we continue? What if we want our program to remember something, right? I always tell people, a computer program can only have 3 different functions. Right? It's getting data into the program, processing that data, and then getting data out of the program again. So we need a way to store information. And for that, we use something called a variable. Now, stay with me. This is not about math. I almost failed my math high school classes there, so I'm not a math genius at all. It's just, think of a variable like a box or a container where you can store a single piece of information. So watch this. I can give this container a label. Let's call it name, because that's what we want to be storing into. Then I hit the equal sign, and then I just assign it this value of Tom. I've just created this variable called name, and I'm put my name Tom into it. So if I run this, I don't get any error. I see a green check mark, but we don't get any output. Why? Well, because we haven't told Python to actually print something out, to actually do something with this data. What we can do is we can take our variable name, and then we can print it using this variable name, right? Print name. So if I'm running this now, I get back Tom, because that's the value that I just stored in this little container box here, right? We can do more than that, actually. We can say print hello, comma, name. That combines hello, the fixed text hello, with our the contents of our name variable here. And then we get hello, Tom. Cool, huh? It's greeting our user there with their name. Next, let's think about how we can actually get data into the program, right? We want to make the program interactive. We want to be able to talk back and forth with the user. We can do that by using a new concept that we're learning. It's called the input function. So print is output. Input is, well, as the name implies, input. So we can actually, instead of writing, sorry, I'm in the wrong place here. Name equals Tom. That's what we've been doing before, right? Instead of this, I'm saying name equals input. And then I write print hello, comma, name. That's what we've been doing before. And now if we run this program, let's see what we get. We get a blinking cursor here inside this box. The program doesn't continue. It waits for the user to enter something. Well, their name. Let's say this time we are Frank. I hit enter, and then I get back, hello, Frank. Okay, that's making our program interactive, and we can actually do more than that. We can put the text that should appear next to the box for the input so that the user knows what he is supposed to be entering here. What's your name? And then we hit here Frank, and then we are greeted with hello, Frank. So do you get this? This is a super important idea. It's storing information, requesting information from the user, storing it in a variable, and then using it again. So if I'm now, Nina, then it says hello, Nina, right? So this is super cool. It's like learning our ABCs before we can learn to read and write, right? We really do this step by step. Now, let's do some math with the user input. Right? Now, this is our task here. Ask the user for their favorite number, then print out that number doubled. Okay, so example, if the user enters 5 and the program prints out 10. So let me do that. Let's take our input function, ask the user what's your favorite number, or enter your favorite number or something like that. And then I can use the result and store it in the variable called, let's say, favorite. That's just my label for that box, for that container where I store the data that the user enters. So if I hit run there, I'm being asked, what's your favorite number? 5, perfect. Now, let's create another variable, right? Just for fun, because we can create many variables. Our computer's memory is almost unlimited, at least from our intensive purposes. So let's say favorite times 2, and I store that in a new variable called doubled. And then I print out your favorite number doubled is, and then doubled. Okay. Now if I hit run here, I'm being asked, what's your favorite number? So let's say 5, as this is the example here. I hit enter. And then I get your favorite number doubled is 55. That's clearly not right, right? So if you would be learning alone, and if you wouldn't have any help, this kind of error would make you scratch your head and sort of doubt yourself. But watch this. We've got help from our little AI helper, because we've got this icon here. Do you see this? It says show Gemini. Gemini is the name for the chatbot or for the AI that Google is using. And it's built into Google Colab here. Okay, and it knows basically the whole thing that we are trying to do here. It can read the whole text and our code that we've just programmed into. So let's click Show Gemini and let's ask it a question. Let's say, why am I getting 55 and not 10 question mark? And then we get an answer and can read our program. It understands the context here. So let me make this a little bit smaller here. So what it says is you're getting 55 instead of 10 because the input function reads the user's input as a string, not a number. Okay, we could ask, what's a string? And then we get the answer, well, it's like a sequence of characters, think of it as text, and so on. You could take your time to read this. You could talk about the things here, the details in the answer, but let's just get back to the original answer. So we know that actually what we are getting from input here is a text. And I can prove this to you when I'm running this again. And let's enter text, like I'm entering Tom as the favorite number. Doesn't make any sense, of course, but hit enter and you get your favorite number doubled is TomTom. So it appears that Python is taking the favorite text, in this case it's the text Tom, and just printing it twice, right? Tom and then Tom another time, times 2. If I would say it times 3, then I would get Tom, Tom, Tom. So you get the idea, right? If I enter it correctly. So the problem seems to be that we are treating favorite as a text. And the question is, how can I get Python to use this favorite as a number, right? To interpret it as a number, so I can then multiply it mathematically by 2 and not just putting the string a couple of times next to each other. But if we read on, we actually get already the answer from Gemini here, because what it says is to fix this, you need to convert the input to a number before performing the multiplication. Okay, and it's actually giving us the code that would be correct, and it would be achieving exactly that. So we're getting the input, and then we use the int function here, which is short for integer, which means whole numbers, and we are converting the text from favorite into an actual numerical value, and we store this in a new variable that's called favorite number. And then we can use this favorite number variable times 2 and we'll get the correct output. That's at least what Gemini says. So let's actually take that and we can click this here. We can either copy paste it or we can just click this add code cell here and look what we get. I'm just closing Gemini here. This is what Gemini copied into our worksheet. And now I can run this and I can enter 5 and I get the correct answer. Your favorite number doubled is 10. Okay, so did you get what we were doing here? AI helped us understand the important difference, what our problem here is. And by doing that, it helped us understand the difference between text and numbers. And it has access to all of our code here. We don't need to copy paste anything between ChatGPT and sort of getting back into this Python environment here. If we're clicking this Show Gemini button here, it can access everything on our page, and it also knows about Python itself, obviously. Now, ready for something more? Okay, let's teach our program to make simple decisions. And we use something called an if statement for this. An if statement is like telling the computer, if something is true, then do this. Okay, so let's use the example here. And I already prepared this, so you don't need to watch me type there. We get the input here from the user and storing it in the mood variable. That's just another variable label, rather variable name. The label for the box where we store what the user entered to the question, how are you feeling today, happy or sad? And now this is this new if clause here. This is called a conditional statement. If mood.lower, and we're going to talk about what .lower is in a second, is equal to happy, print awesome, glad to hear you're happy. And notice that this print is indented to the right. Right? It's not starting here at the very left like all the other lines. It's actually indented to the right. That means this is being executed only if this condition here is true. If mood is actually equal to happy. Let's test that out. I'm entering happy and I get back awesome, glad to hear you're happy, and nothing else, right? This is just this line here. But if I enter something else like sad, I don't get this line, print awesome, glad to hear you're happy. Look what I get. Oh no, hope you feel better soon. So this condition is checked next. That means else if mood lower is sad, then we're going to print this one here. And it's also indented to the right. So it's only being executed if the condition directly above it is actually true. Else, if none of these conditions were true, like let's say I'm hitting excited here, I'm entering excited, that's how I'm feeling today, then I get the third variation here, the third branch, I understand that feeling too. Okay? This is called a conditional or conditional logic. It means making your program do different things based on the result of these conditions. And note that we are basically covering all the bases here that we want to cover. We don't know yet what the user will be entering. We've got two hats on now. When we are working in the code cell, we are the programmer. We're wearing our programmer's hat. And when we are running the program, we are basically playing the role of the user using the program, right? And when we are writing the program, we don't know what the user will be entering. So we basically cover all our bases, all the different paths that and sort of branches that we want to be covering in our program. In this case, it's happy and sad, and then a generic default message if it's neither happy nor sad. Now we could ask Gemini here, what does the lower method do in the mood example? Okay, I'm mistyping it here. But here in the mood example, the lower method is used to convert the user's input to lowercase. Here's why this is useful. It handles different cases. Users might type happy with an uppercase H, happy with lowercase, all uppercases, or even a mixture of both. And without that lower, the if statements would only match the exact string with all lowercase characters happy. And by converting the input to lowercase, the code can correctly identify happy regardless of how the user typed it. And it also says it simplifies comparison because it sort of makes our program a little bit more stable and doing allowing the user to enter his mood in a way that's regardless of how he's uppercasing or lowercasing the thing. Okay, so let me check quickly with you if that makes sense. Let me take a look at the quiz, at the quick quiz now. Let me bring that up. Where's my next poll? So there it is. Just one question. There we are. Okay, so what does this code do? Actually, I can show this. This is a little bit bigger here. What will this code do? Name input, what's your name? If name lower is equal to Tom, that's my name too. Else, print nice to meet you name, right? Think about what that does, and we're gonna have the answer in a second. But let me get back to Google Colab. And let me show you this example here. So we've seen how we can get input from the user. We see how we can store it, how we can make decisions, and even get help from AI. So let me quickly show you how these simple building blocks can come together to make something useful and something a bit more complex, like a simple task list program that we're seeing here. Now, I have this code prepared here for you because I don't want you to watch me type the 22 lines or something. And also it takes a couple of ideas like lists and loops that we don't have time to cover right now. So don't you worry about understanding every line right now. Just watch what it can do. Right? I'm hitting the run button here and I get my program, welcome to your simple task list. I see my current tasks. These are two tasks currently in the list. Learn Python basics with Tom, practice more with AI help. Let's enter a new task, learn about .lower method, let's say that. And so I entered that and then I get back my updated task list. Learn Python basics with Tom, practice with AI help, and then the third one here, learn about .lower method. Cool, a working task list. So what this does is this program uses lists. We see this here. You see the green thing here is a comment that's basically ignored by Python. It's just telling us what the code does, basically. This is for humans to read here. And it says this is our list, like an empty bag for tasks. Then it says here we can append some tasks into our empty list. So now we've got these first two tasks. Here we're using something called a loop to do one thing, printing out a task multiple times for all the tools or for all the tasks that are inside this list. We're going to print them out. This is what the first list here, the current task list is about. Then we're going to ask the user for the new task. We've seen this before with the input method. And then we append this new task into the list. And then we're going to print out and loop through all the tasks. Again, we're going to print them out. And then here we've got the end being cool, a working task list. Okay. So this is the kind of thing that we're going to learn in Python+AI Pioneers, right? We're going to cover everything in much more detail than I have time right now. But I wanted to quickly show you how you can build something already useful by just combining a couple of simple ideas. That's the idea. So let's see how we were doing for this quiz here with the quiz. So the correct answers would be, if I'm entering Tom as my name, then I get back the answer, that's my name too, right? And if I enter any other name, Frank, then it says, nice to meet you, and then repeating the name Frank. And Yeah, most of you got that correct. So there were two correct messages, or two correct solutions there. That's the first one. That's my name too, if the user entered Tom. And nice to meet you, Frank, if the user entered Frank. Now, let's do a quick vibe check here. Let me get back into Slido and ask you, how are you feeling about Python so far, right? Do you feel like your mind is blown already by much you've already learned? Or maybe you're surprised at how fun this is? Or perhaps you're feeling confident and strong, ready to tackle more. Let me know in Slido, whatever you're feeling, pop that emoji there, and we're gonna take a look at it in a second. Now, let's take a step back and see what we've already accomplished in just the few minutes together, right? You've written your first Python commands. You've seen Python make the computer speak with print. You've used variables, those magic boxes to store information. You've made your program chat with users using input. You've taught your program to make decisions using if then else. You got AI to help you understand and fix a common coding error. And you just saw how these pieces can come together to build a mini task list app. I think that's incredible. These are the real building blocks of all programming languages. You've seen, hopefully, if you leave with anything else, my wish is that you've seen that it's not scary. With the right guidance and AI as your helper, you can absolutely do this. So let me check what you told me about your current feelings about Python. Good, cool, lots of happy faces, want to learn more, still a bit confusing, promising, great, happy, LLM, llama, straightforward, good, tuning, excited, very cool. Thank you for letting me know, that's fantastic feedback. So what did you think? You just saw how this first-hand examples there can help you get AI, right? Understand how you talk to AI to get instant help. That's already pretty powerful. But if you're combining that with the power of a friendly human mentor, right, who shows you how to use AI in the best possible way, how we can plan together and knowing which challenges you might face as a beginner, how I'm sharing real stories and examples with you coming from the years of helping others just like you. I think that's really the difference between just using impressive fancy tools, vibe coding as they call it, copy pasting stuff without really understanding what it does. That's the difference between that and truly building deep skills and lasting confidence. So here's my question to you. Do you see how much easier and more effective learning becomes with that combined guidance, right? Can you imagine having that support for your entire coding journey? And would you like to have 50 of those step-by-step worksheets with me guiding you, AI assisted, every step of the way? If your answers are yes, then I've got good news. That's exactly what I've created with the Python+AI Pioneers program. It's called Python+AI Pioneers, and honestly, I think it's the most effective way I found to help people go from complete beginner to confident coder. Think just of what we did today, but much bigger and longer, with all the support that you need in order to succeed, right? No getting stuck, no feeling lost, just real progress toward your goals. So what's AI Python Pioneers exactly? It's a 5-week live program designed specifically for complete beginners. It takes you from knowing nothing about code to feeling good and skilled with Python through these 50 step-by-step interactive worksheets, just like the one that we've used today. We've got live weekly sessions with me as your mentor. We've got built-in AI assistants at every step, a supportive community of fellow learners. So it's the natural next step for you to continue learning. So let me tell you more about these 50 step-by-step interactive worksheets. Each sheet teaches 1 to 2 new ideas. So we're going to take our step-by-step approach. We're going to take it slow. We're just building always on the last step, so you're never overwhelmed with too many stuff at once. AI help is built right in when you need it. You've seen this. Clear explanations in simple, plain language in all of these sheets. You can practice activities, do them to make the ideas stick, and everything is carefully planned by me personally, so you learn the best order. Let me tell you about the weekly live classes that we have. We have got 2 weekly live classes. We've got one with teaching sessions. So that's basically us going through the worksheets together, step by step. I'm going to introduce new ideas, show you different ways to do things. And then we've got another session, the Q&A live mentoring session, as they call it. We fix your problems, we review your code together, and we explore topics that are interesting to you. All the sessions are recorded, so you can watch later if you miss one. So this gives you the whole plan, helps you stay on track, and provides that personal connection that's, I think, often missing when learning alone. So speaking of learning, what exactly will you learn? The course is broken down into 5 core modules, each one building on the last. So each packed with practical skills that are stacked on top of each other, right? We're not just talking about theory, not at all. So in module 1, week 1, we're going to talk about Python first steps, your foundational knowledge, your AI co-pilot, right? We're going to understand the basics of everything and how we are using AI as your helper. In module 2, we talk about decision making and guiding AI, teaching your programs to make decisions and learning to ask AI for help in the best way. Module 3 is fun with data handling and easy automation basics. This is cool because this is where you make Python, you start making Python work for you, right? We're going to build tools to manage information like a script to automatically organize your computer files or anything else. And we're going to keep it practical, right? We're going to have real world examples there. Module 4 is reusable building blocks and AI assistance. So you write neat code that you can reuse. We never start from scratch. We're building up our code library as little Lego blocks with AI helping us and giving us tips to suggest improvements. And finally, in week 5, we've got practical data and web interaction with AI. This is where we use Python to grab live data from the internet, like weather data or stock quotes or tennis results or whatever. We're going to visualize it, making Python your go-to for working with real-world information and real-world data. By the end of these 5 weeks, you'll have a strong start and the confidence to keep building. Now, onto Slido. Let me know which of these modules you would find the most exciting or most valuable to you personally. Let me know. And as you're rating those, let me explain a little bit more about why this program structure, why combining AI with human mentorship is so incredibly effective. So you might be asking, okay, Tom, that sounds good, but what makes this method work so well? What's the new thing about this? And it's what I call the AI plus human advantage. And it's built on 4 main reasons why this works so well, right? Ensuring you get the best of both worlds. The first thing is your coding helper, your AI 24/7 available for instant fixes, instant ideas. That's cool and that's there. But second is your expert human teacher. That's me, right? I give you the map, the personal help coming from my real world experience from almost 30 years now, 27, 28 years. And I explain why things work the way they work. And the third thing is the step-by-step learning plan, right? There's no confusion. You know exactly where you are, what to do next, and these 50 worksheets guiding you logically. And last not least, the 4th pillar, your supportive learning community, right? We're learning together. You share with others. We stay motivated. We don't do this alone just by copy-pasting AI stuff. And when you bring everything together there, the result is really remarkable, right? You learn Python faster, you understand it more deeply, you're not just copy-pasting, I already said that, and you feel truly confident with code. That's the main thing that I wanted to get across. It really helps you build a deep, real understanding, giving you this coding confidence, practical skills that you can use immediately, yes, but it's all about learning Python smarter, right? Having a lot more fun doing it. So thank you for the feedback. Let's take a look. Here. We've got practical data and web interaction, module 5. Most people are interested about that. That's cool. Data handling and automation basics, manage information, build tools like a file organizer, etc., and then a couple of other answers there. So thank you for doing that. Let me telling me what resonates with you. Now, let me share a few stories with you. because something really exciting keeps happening. I keep getting the same feedback all over again from students who've learned to code with me. And the cool thing is, whether it's with the old school way with Java back in the day, or now with Python and AI, people keep telling me always the same thing. They love how I'm breaking everything down into tiny digestible pieces. So they never feel lost or alone in their learning journey. Here's what Albert said. Albert says, the step-by-step approach by my mentor, Tom, guided me in the right direction and what things I needed to do and how to get over my doubts. Okay, how to get over my doubts. I think that's huge. That's something that you don't get from any AI. And here's what Daimler said. Thank you for making me believe in myself. In high school, my teachers discouraged me and told me that I better not study informatics. I've never been good at coding until this course. So you see, the secret sauce hasn't changed. It's all about keeping things super simple, moving forward only one small step at a time, and making sure you've got all the support that you need. Because that's what really works, whether we're talking about old school Java or cutting edge Python with AI. Now, let's talk about who this project or this program is perfect for, right? Is this Python AI Pioneers thing right for you? Now, let me ask you, are you a complete beginner? Are you new to coding, never written a single line? That's perfect. Because this is exactly where we're starting. Or maybe you already tried learning before, but you've hit a wall, you've got frustrated and gave up. I get it, and I got you covered. Perhaps you're a professional looking to add some powerful Python skills to your toolkit. This is a very smart move, and this is something that is exactly right for you. Or maybe you're just someone who loves having a clear roadmap and friendly faces around while learning something new. That's exactly what we've built here. Now, here's the beautiful thing. You don't need to be some computer genius or some tech wizard to succeed. You don't need any special background or natural coding talent. Trust me, I don't think that's even a thing. All you need is a computer with internet, a few hours each week to practice, and an open mind ready to learn. You know what's amazing? I've really seen so many different people from all over the world, all different age groups, artists, accountants, teenagers, retirees, all becoming confident coders. Because the truth is, if you can follow a cooking recipe in the kitchen, or if you are able to build IKEA furniture without killing yourself, you've got what it takes to learn Python. It's all about having the right guidance, showing you the way. Now, let me recap exactly what you get when you become a Python AI pioneer. This is a complete journey through 5 powerful modules, a coding adventure that we are going on together, where we dive deep into Python together. So here's what you get. 2 live sessions with me every week, real-time learning and Q&A. We've got over 50 interactive workbooks, just like the one that we've used today, but much bigger and longer and more extensive. A private community where you can get help anytime. Recordings of every session, so you never miss a thing. Lifetime access to everything, workbooks, videos, all materials. So let me repeat that. You keep access to everything, because that's a question that I keep getting from people. What happens after the 5 weeks are over? You just are able to recap and rewatch everything and use everything until, I don't know, the internet no longer exists or something. And you've got my personal guidance and support throughout the journey. And the class starts on Wednesday, June 18th. So that's next week, Wednesday next week. And the live class teaching calls are on Wednesdays, and the live mentoring Q&A calls are on Tuesdays. Everything is designed to fit into your life. If you can make it to a live session, no problem. You can submit your questions beforehand. I'm going to cover them in the call, and then you can watch the recording afterwards. You've got lifetime access to all the materials and our private communities there for daily support whenever you need it. So the question is obvious. Tom, what's the investment, right? Because I know that's probably what you're thinking right now. Look, I want to be totally upfront with you. Take a look at this. This is what people are paying right now for standard Python training. Here, we're talking about $2,975 for just 5 days of basic Python instructions. And you know what? People are happy to pay that because learning Python is that valuable. This was a Python class last week here in Vienna. You could take it online or on site there. But what drives me crazy is these traditional courses, they are stuck in the past. They're teaching Python like it's still 2020, right? There's no AI integration, no modern tools, just basic stuff. So here's what I put together for you. You get the complete Python+AI Pioneers package, 5 complete modules, weekly live classes where I'm there with you, over 50 interactive workbooks. These are gold. My personal AI prompt library that took me months to perfect. Weekly Q&A calls where we solve your specific challenges and lifetime access to the amazing community. And when you add all of this up, the comprehensive training, the AI integration, live support, lifetime access, community, the real value is easily 2,975 that you saw before with that 5-day training, right? And honestly, I think that would be a bargain considering what you get in comparison. But I'm not going to ask you to invest that. You see, I'm gonna tell you in a minute what I'm doing with the price. But first, let me tell you what else you're getting. I'm including the Python Code Gym for you. This is like your personal coding fitness center. I'm talking about 50 hands-on real-world coding exercises. For every single exercise, I recorded a video, a personal video. Some of them run 20, 25 minutes for one lesson because I really take my time going into this step by step, talking about the solution. And I normally sell this Code Gym alone for 997 bucks. But when you join Python+AI Pioneers today, I'm including the entire Code Gym package, all 50 exercises and all 50 solution videos, absolutely free. So here's what you're going to get. The complete Python+AI Pioneers package, a value of 2,975, and the Python Code Gym total value is already now up to 3,972. But that's not all, because I've got one more thing for you. Because I know some of you are thinking, what if I've never written any code before? What I'm really starting from scratch? What happens? Am I able to get this, Tom? And I've got something incredible for you. When you join Python+AI Pioneers today, I'm including a complete bonus course, and that's called the No Code Masterclass. This is such an amazing system. I was searching for a better way to teach programming to complete beginners, and I happened to come across this. This is perfect for you because you are learning programming without typing any code, without typing any single line of code. Yeah, that's true. It's perfect for absolute beginners because when you not type, you can't make any mistakes, right? Instead, you are learning to connect existing building blocks via drag and drop, and that way we're learning the basics of any programming language, the core programming concepts, simply by dragging and dropping. And therefore, we're building our confidence before we're diving into the Python+AI Pioneers. This is a complete course. It's got 6 complete modules, 25 step-by-step lessons, all the project files included, everything is ready to go. You just need to fire up your browser and you're building up your programming confidence. This class alone sells for 297, 2,000 would be too much, but 297 on its own, but I'm gonna include it for free when you join me in Python+AI Pioneers today. So, all right, let me show you exactly what you're gonna get when you're joining Python+AI Pioneers. Let's add it all up, okay? First of all, you've got the Python+AI Pioneers class, 5 weeks course, 2 weekly live classes, more than 50 interactive Python workbooks, secret AI prompt library, weekly Q&A calls, 24/7 lifetime access to the community, a value of 2,975 just by itself. Then you get the additional Python Code Gym package with 50 exercises, my personal solution videos so you can practice anytime you want between the classes. So this isn't just 50 exercises, it's 50 opportunities for you to build that coding muscle, right? That skills becoming second nature, giving you this unshakable confidence that I'm aiming for. The Python Code Gym has a value of 997 bucks alone, but you get it for free today. And don't forget the No Code Masterclass. This is the full course, six modules, 25 lessons, no typing, including project files for all the lessons. Everything is already done for you. You just need to follow along. Imagine understanding the core logic of any programming language before you even worry about Python. So that's what this no-code masterclass does. You're building up your true confidence, making the Python journey that follows so much smoother and faster. The value of the no-code masterclass alone is 297. If you add all of that up, the real world value of everything you're getting today is 4,269. So that's the value. But that's not what you will be paying. You see, the regular price for the Python+AI Pioneers class, when you go to my website, is 1,997. And honestly, for everything that you're getting, the live training calls, the personal support, all the bonuses, I think that's already a steal. But because you're here in this class, you're not going to even pay the regular price of 1,997. Because you took the time out of your busy day to learn with me, and I want to reward that commitment. So for you, as a class attendee today, you can get everything, and I mean everything that you're seeing here, total value of 4,269 bucks for a special offer price of 497 bucks. Yeah, you heard that right. Just 497 for the entire package. That's not a typo. This is a massive 88% discount of the total value. And we also have payment plans available if you prefer, and I'm going to tell you more about the payment plans in a minute. And to make this decision with that incredible discount even more irresistible to you and completely risk-free to you, I'm offering my Make Real Progress risk-free guarantee. The idea is this. Join today for 497, get all the core components, everything, the bonuses and everything, then dive into the program for the first 2 weeks, attend the live sessions, right? Try out everything, the worksheets, use the AI tools, join the community. And if after really trying things out for the first 14 days from when the program officially starts, if you honestly feel it's not for you, simply email me. Right? And all I ask that you just really genuinely engage with the first 2 weeks, right? You attempted the worksheets, you were attending the live classes, or you were watching the replays at least. If you've done all that and you still feel it's not for you, no problem, happily refund your full investment. The risk is all on me. So yes, you get everything we talked about today backed by this ironclad 14-day Make Real Progress guarantee. So the only way you can lose is by not giving yourself this chance. So how do you grab this offer? It's really simple. First of all, if you watch this in the webinar room, you see the big red button below this video. This opens the secure order form. Or you open a new browser and go to teachmetom.com/AI. That's teachmetom.com/AI. And what this brings you is the order form with your details. You just fill out your contact information, first name, last name, email address, etc. You know, that's really quick and easy. And then you select your payment method. You can pay by a regular credit card or debit card or use Apple Pay or Google Pay. And we support a couple of more. But let me tell you about these 3 payment methods here. Billy, Klarna, and Revolut. These are what's called buy now, pay later methods. That means you can get instant access today, but you only pay in a few weeks or even months. So let me show you my favorites here. Klarna. They let you split this into 3, 6, or even 12 monthly payments. And this is really cool. If you go with the 3 payment option, it's completely interest-free. So that works out just to 165 bucks per month. That's less than your daily coffee habit. And that's saying something from somebody living in Vienna with a lot of coffee houses. Okay? So it's really affordable. When you've picked your payment option, just hit that red complete order button and you're in. And once you are in, once you've enrolled, you need to check your email. You get instant access to all the pre-course materials, the no-code masterclass, details on how to join our private community. So you can start connecting with everybody even before our program officially kicks off. So this is what you're getting, the complete Python+AI Pioneers package, the Python Coachium, the no-code masterclass, a total value of more than 4,000 bucks, a special offer only today for 497 bucks. Click the button or go to teachmetom.com/AI. Okay, so that's the offer. And I've seen a few questions coming in through Slido. You can still submit them and I will be answering them in a minute. But Yeah, post your question into Slido. But let me tackle a big question that keeps coming up over and over again, right? Why should I bother learning coding basics when AI can do this thing for me, when AI can write code for me anyway? And it's a great question. Here's how I see it. Okay, here's why I think learning these foundations is actually more important than ever. First of all, AI needs instructions. Right? You need to tell AI exactly what to do. It's like guiding a smart but inexperienced helper. It's like a super smart chef in the kitchen. If you don't know anything about cooking or anything about ingredients, it's really hard to tell the chef exactly what amazing dish you want them to create. Understanding Python basics helps you give the AI precise instructions to get the results that you really want, not that AI thinks you want. Second, you need to check and guide AI's work. AI makes mistakes. It's amazing, but it often writes codes that isn't the best solution, or maybe even a correct solution. If you don't understand the basics, you won't know if the code that it produces is good, or more importantly, is safe to use, right? And you don't know how to fix it or change it. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is knowing the basics helps you solve new and tricky problems that AI can't handle. Right? AI has been trained with training data, so it's great with common tasks it has seen before. But when you have a unique idea or a complex problem, you need your own understanding to guide the process. So the most valuable skill today isn't just coding, or it isn't just using AI, it's knowing how to use both together effectively. And in Python+AI Pioneers, I teach you exactly that. To use AI as your powerful assistant while you stay in the driver's seat with strong foundational knowledge. So let me answer some questions here. I see some questions. How much time do I need each week? Yeah, we are all busy, obviously. And the real deal is this. You should plan for about 8 to 10 hours per week, right? So 8 to 10 hours, that's like watching 3 movies on Netflix. That's doable, right? And you can split this however it works best for you. Some folks do an hour or 2 each day. Others prefer to bunch it up on weekends. It's your journey, right? You set the pace. If you can make it to the live classes, there's no problem. Every single session is recorded and posted within 24 hours. So if you miss a class, watch it over breakfast or during your lunch break, whenever works for you. You've got the replay already. Some of my most successful students actually mainly watch the recordings, right? So the important part is actually that you're learning and not when you're learning. There's somebody asking, will I get personal help when I'm stuck? Yes, absolutely. This is something that I'm really proud of. You've got multiple ways to get unstuck. So asking questions during our live sessions, posting in our community where I'm hanging out, using AI assistant that's built right into the worksheet as you've learned in the lessons, right? How to ask AI the right questions. Joining our Q&A calls where we tackle your specific challenge. You can post your code there, or you can even share your screen live with me and have me working together with you as your pair programmer. The thing is, the bottom line is you never are alone in this journey. Getting stuck is normal. Staying stuck isn't an option. But maybe what I'm hearing behind this question is, hey, I'm a complete beginner, like a really complete beginner, Tom. Can I really do this? So listen, you know what my favorite kind of student is? It's a complete beginner. Why? Because you don't have any bad habits to unlearn, right? Everything is fresh and new. And remember that no-code masterclass course that I'm including. This is specifically designed to give you, as a complete beginner, a gentle start, a confidence-building start. And I've structured the whole program anyway, assuming you've never written a single line of code. So we start also with Python+AI Pioneers from absolute zero and building up the things that we learn step by step, right? We're not jumping in the deep end. We're not assuming that you know things that you don't. So everybody started at some point, right? But they got started. That's the thing, and that's what I've tried to make as easy and smooth for you as possible. So let me check some more questions here. We will cover Llama, Hugging Face, and Laura struggling to navigate the right modules for fine-tuning. Absolutely. The question is about specific large language models and the tweaking parameters, etc. This is something that we're doing in module 5, and in the bonus contents or the bonus sections that I actually haven't mentioned before. But the idea is not that we end after these 5 weeks, because AI is changing so quickly that it's really hard to cover a specific thing and expect it to last, other than the basics, of course. But the idea is that I keep adding new content as new models appear, as new techniques appear, etc. So we keep adding interesting content and relevant content as it's coming up. So I know making this decision is a big deal for you, right? And you might have more questions popping up even after we finish here today. So you can always shoot me an email at tom@teachmetom, and I'm going to personally read and answer every single question that you're having. There's no question is too basic or too complex. I'm really here to help. So if you're ready to start your Python journey now is the perfect time to join me. So listen, no matter what you decide about the program, remember that you achieved a lot already just by being here today and by participating in the demo, right? You wrote your very first Python code. You saw AI in action. You took that step towards a new skill. And you will get an email from me, don't forget that, in about 15 to 30 minutes with that free Google Colab worksheet that we used. It's packed with everything from today's demo plus extra exercises so you can keep practicing. All right, we're coming to an end of our time. So you've seen what's possible with Python and AI, even as a complete beginner. The Python Pioneers class is starting soon. So let me ask you something personal at the end. Where do you want to be 5 weeks from now? Do you want to be still dreaming about learning to code? Or do you want to be actually building real projects with Python? Imagine this, it's 6 weeks from today. You're confidently writing Python scripts. You're not just using AI, you're directing it, right? You've built small projects, you've automated some tedious tasks, and you're looking at coding with excitement, not with fear. And that transformation, this is what Python AI Pioneers is all about. You know, one of my recent students, Nicola, said something that really stuck with me. He said, before this course, I've never understood programming like this, and I was really depressed trying to find some job. Now I'm really happy because I understand how it all works. This course changed my life. Look, I know taking that first step can feel big, but remember, you've got my 14-day money-back guarantee. You've got my personal support. You've got an amazing community waiting to welcome you. It can't be about the money. You've got multiple ways to pay later. If you don't have the money today, you can pay in 30 days with Klarna, or pay in even 3 or 6 or even 12 installments. If you think you don't have the time, take a look at your phone and open the screen time app on your phone. Now, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm guilty myself. But if you take a look at it, it tracks how much time you're spending on this thing. And I guarantee you, you will easily find the 8 to 10 hours per week that it takes. So you don't need any extra time. You just need to decide on where to spend your time. Okay? So if you've ever thought about learning programming, now is the time to get started. All you need to do is click the red button or go to teachmetom.com/AI, and yeah, we're gonna get started together. So thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Time is the only resource that we cannot get back, so it really means a lot to me. Don't forget to check your email in the next 15 minutes for that free Python worksheet that I promised you. And yeah, I truly believe anyone can learn to code with the right guidance. I hope to see you inside Python AI Pioneers, where we can start this journey together. I hope you're having an amazing rest of your day, and I wish you happy coding. Bye-bye.